one thing that you should note before you start coating your mesh is that you need to coat your mesh in a dark room. And by dark room, I don't mean a completely like pitch black room, somewhere that there's no like excessive sunlight. Right now I'm doing it in my workshop. The weather is very cool, so I did not need to close the window because I need small visibility for the video. I'm not using any of my LED lights or anything. That's the reason why the video is going to be dark. So remember, you coat your mesh in a dark room. Screen printing tutorial. Today we're going to coat our mesh with emulsion and sensitizer. Yes, so the first video I made on screen printing, I spoke about the materials you need. The second video was how it was even this mesh as well. We removed the previous mesh that was on it and we attached a new mesh to this frame. So this one is going to be how to coat your emulsion properly. So the materials you're going to need for coating your screen printing, or for coating your mesh rather, is the frame itself, your emulsion and sensitizer, maybe an ID card or an ATM, something that has like a smooth edge that cannot damage your mesh. Then a plastic or a container to mix these two together. So let's get into it. Frame. I have a fabric that I'm using to cover my cutting table because I don't want any mess on it, because this table is what I also use to iron and to also draft patterns. So I don't really like working in messy areas, so that's the reason why I have this, and I have this paper. So everything I'm going to do will be on this paper, so that way it doesn't spill around or leave any annoying stains. So this is quite new. I've not used this. I have one that I've mixed down already. Maybe I should use that one. I don't know. Anyways, they are green emulsion, but the one that we readily get here in Nigeria is this blue one. So yeah, the emulsion is usually quite thick, as you can see. Is this quantity not too much? It's just one small frame. Anyway, I can always keep it back when I'm done. So we'll set this aside. Then our sensitizer. I'm going to need something to mix it. Let me quickly get that. So I found something to mix. You can use a spoon or whatever. Me, I'm using this brush. When you're mixed, it should give you like a slight green tint. I don't know if you can see this well. You have to mix thoroughly to make sure that the sensitizer is thoroughly mixed with the emulsion. Now for the ratio, another thing is this: if the sensitizer you added is not enough, the emulsion is still going to look like color blue. It's still, well, maybe, I don't know, it's still going to look like the raw thing that's inside here, but it has given me a slight greenish tint, just slight. It's not going to be green, but there's a slight tint. So once I've thoroughly mixed that, then we're going to coat. And you would bring you pour it on it. And this is what I meant. This is what I meant when I said I have it on this paper, because I did not want any stains. There's no how you're going to do this whereby there won't be a few stains here and there. If I had done it directly on my cutting table, I would have stained it, and it's going to eventually stain my customers' clothes. And like when I iron and all that, even though it will get dry, it still has this way of staining stuffs. So make sure that you have like layers of things. If you're doing it on the ground as well, you can layer paper, layer carton or whatever on it. It could even be a carton that you're going to keep reusing. Then when you're done, immediately before all these things get dry, clean them. I'm cleaning them with wet wipes, so you can clean them so that way your stuffs are clean. So the materials I'm using, I'm cleaning them immediately. Please don't wait for it to get dry so that your stuffs don't get messy. Is this even supposed to be part of the tutorial? I'm not supposed to tell anybody to clean up now. But yeah, make sure you do. One thing that you should note before you start coating your mesh is that you need to coat your mesh in a dark room. And by dark room, I don't mean a completely like pitch black room, somewhere that there's no like excessive sunlight. Right now I'm doing it in my workshop. The weather is very cool, so I did not need to close the window because I need small visibility for the video. I'm not using any of my LED lights or anything. That's the reason why the video is going to be dark. So remember, you coat your mesh in a dark room. I've coated here, as you can see. Now when you're done coating, you have to keep it where there is no direct sunlight at all, and you allow it dry. I do not have an air dryer, so I'm going to allow this to dry naturally. Don't go and put it out under the sun to dry it. Please do not do that. Don't do that, I beg you. If not, your emulsion is going to burn into the screen, and it is not going to it's not going to expose. Yeah, so this is where I am going to be keeping my mesh to dry. You obviously cannot see this because it is very dark. I'm keeping it behind a door, so that way there's no sunlight here at all. So I'm going to leave this. Maybe by evening, if it is dry by evening, then I could continue the tutorial and like film and show you how to properly expose it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to leave it here to dry.